down.
Would you give your crazy obsession a rest for 1 minute? I told you, Whis and I already have plans.
I'll train you. Oh. If you agree to become a destroyer one day, I guess I should have led with that. All right, Bulma, shall we go now?
Absolutely. Sorry he's being annoying.
It's no bother. I'm all for that.
Many people will look at that previous scene and say that that was the precursor of where Vegeta would end up in Dragon Ball Super, where we're currently at in the manga, after him training with Beerus and being able to tap into the power of a god of destruction. And you may be very right about that, but it goes way back further than that. It goes back to whenever Vegeta was a child, being raised and groomed to be the next king of the Saiyans. And even though that didn't happen, the Prince of all Saiyans still maintained his pride, his arrogance, and his Saiyan essence. And in today's video, we are going to go deeper than anybody has gone and reveal the true meaning and depth behind Vegeta's new form, Ultra Ego. So do me a solid right now in the comment section down below. Comment with your favorite Dragon Ball quote or moment from any video game, anime, manga, or even the movie, and be featured on the next video, just like this guy right here. Appreciate the comment. Amazing. Power comes in response of a need. That's dope. On with the video. To understand where Vegeta comes from as far as the Ultra Ego transformation is concerned, we have to take several steps back to his past, his present, and that reveals his future. Vegeta being the Prince of all Saiyans, carrying the most pride and arrogance of anybody in Dragon Ball. And guys, if you missed the previous video about Vegeta, go and check out that video where we go in depth about his pride and his arrogance, and that gives a lot of background for where we're at right now. So please go check out that video first and then come back and finish this one. So Vegeta really stepped into this new being well before we got into the granola arc, okay? And I want to take you back to the Tournament of Power. See, because Goku wasn't the only one that had a quote-unquote precursor transformation, and best believe, guys, we're gonna discuss that in a next video about Ultra Instinct, and you're gonna see these two come together. But Goku had the Omen form before Ultra Instinct, and a lot of people missed out on something very important. Vegeta himself also had a precursor form. What was that form, you may ask? It was none other than Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. Yes, a lot of people thought that Super Saiyan Blue Evolution was sort of the checkmate to Goku's Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, but that isn't the case, guys. In the anime, this form was first achieved by Vegeta during the Tournament of Power, remembering his promise to revive Kaba and Universe 6 and desperately needing more power to battle Jiren. Vegeta broke his limits. Whis and the Grand Minister view this form similar to Ultra Instinct Sign, stating that Vegeta unlocked it by breaking his self-limiting shells. What was Vegeta's self-limiting shells, you may ask? Trying to be better than Goku. Once Vegeta gave that up, Vegeta gave up trying to achieve Ultra Instinct, because remember in the Tournament of Power, when he was fighting, he wanted to achieve it, and so he just sat there, started getting blasted in the face and beat up and everything, trying to achieve it. But what did he say that was very significant when he went Super Saiyan Blue Evolution for the first time?
I gave my word from one Saiyan to another, and I have to keep it. I'll shatter through my limits, in my own way, on my own terms. And then Jiren you!
He said he's going to do things his way and on his terms. Thus, the transformation took place, remembering his pride and how it felt with Kaba and Universe 6 and those other Saiyans. Another planet of Saiyans existing reignited Vegeta's pride in his Saiyan race, and this was the catalyst to unlock Super Saiyan Blue evolution, and it would be the catalyst to Ultra Ego. Yes, it was Super Saiyan Blue evolution that did it for him, guys. This was amazing. Now, we also got a precursor to this form, or that the fact that mortals could achieve this form whenever Toppo was in the Tournament of Power and achieved the form of Toppo, God of Destruction. And very, very similar, some similarities are popping up here with Vegeta and also with Toppo, and both of them having the power of destruction. Listen to this. When the transformation is in use, the user becomes exponentially more powerful than before and gains the power of destruction. In the anime, it allows the user to use energy of destruction for offensive and defensive purposes. The state is attained, listen to this, by one who has received God of Destruction training. Vegeta has received that training just like Toppo did, okay? And has gained the ability to use the power of one, meaning gain the ability to use the power of a God of Destruction. However, the state can only be utilized, listen to this, when the user is in the right mindset to act as a destroyer. All gods of destruction presumably possess this state in full with no drawbacks. So you may ask yourself, what is that mindset? In order to find that mindset, we have to go back to Toppo's transformation in the Tournament of Power. And what happened with Toppo? Toppo let go of himself, okay? Toppo framed himself as always being a fighter of justice. And in the Tournament of Power, when he achieved that transformation, the God of Destruction power, Toppo said, you know what, enough with this. And we begin to see Toppo's true nature. And in that moment, he was able to achieve this power. It is the exact same way with Vegeta. Whenever Vegeta finally let go, and I'm not talking about in Dragon Ball Super, this started back in the Tournament of Power, okay? I'm not talking about in the Super manga with Granola. No, back in the Tournament of Power, when Vegeta finally gave up on trying to achieve Super Saiyan Blue or Super Saiyan or Ultra Instinct, I'm sorry. Whenever he gave up on trying to achieve Ultra Instinct, that's when it happened. He remembers his Saiyan pride. He remembers Kaba. He remembers his promise to him. And this ignites the flame inside of Vegeta that allowed him to take that step forward. Fast forwarding now to him in the manga training with Beerus, learning to use the Hakai power, learning to use the power of a God of destruction, and gaining Beerus' respect so much so that Beerus himself gave him a very significant earring that a lot of the gods of destruction wear. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Now, fast forward even more and we get to the Ultra Ego transformation. So everything that we've stated before is the catalyst to put us to where we are right now, okay? The secret of self-indulgence is a transformation which utilizes the Ultra Ego technique as well as the power of destruction. So it is in a sense two forms in one, if you will, okay? Being Vegeta tapping into himself. Remember whenever Goku was fighting in Ultra Instinct, one thing that we noticed that Goku was able to do was whenever he just relaxed and let the fight take place, instead of always trying to predict, he let go of himself, and that's when he achieved. And it's the same way with Vegeta in Ultra Ego. Ultra Ego was created by Toritaru and added to the story after Toriyama greenlit it. The name was chosen to be in line with Ultra Instinct's name and also to fit with Vegeta. Vegeta's appearance in the form was based off Beerus, as he is also the user of Ultra Ego. And I want you to note something with the appearance. Notice how even Toppo, when he transforms into the God of Destruction, he gets those prominent eyebrows, very similar to the same eyebrows that Vegeta have, or outlines without the hair, as well as the Super Saiyan 3 transformations. And there's other Gods of Destruction that have that same prominent feature. Okay, this state is attained by one who has received God of Destruction training and has gained the ability to use the power of one. However, the state can only be utilized when the user is in the right mindset to act as a destroyer. Vegeta at one point during his fight with Granola described the form as a polar opposite of Ultra Instinct. A user of this state gains the power of destruction. Ultra Instinct is all about reacting and acting, whereas Ultra Ego is basically, I'm gonna be in your face and I'm gonna hit you as hard as I can. This is a slugfest, and that's what it's gonna be. When the Ultra Ego transformation is in use, the user becomes exponentially more powerful than before and gains the ability to use the power of destruction in full. So in essence, guys, it's not so much Ultra Ego, but rather Vegeta is just being able to use the power of the God of Destruction, and he calls it Ultra Ego. Why? Because it is his pride and his ego that is the catalyst for him to be able to use the transformation. Okay, that makes sense. The user's aura can be manifested in an opaque flame-like state, which can destroy enemy attacks on contact. Vegeta names the technique Ultra Ego in contrast to Ultra Instinct, which draws upon the principles of conquering one's self. Okay, while Ultra Ego seems to draw upon a severe level of self-indulgence in battle, whereas Ultra Instinct allows the users efficiently and power to increase as he continues to evade and counterattack. Ultra Ego allows the users overall power to increase as they take more damage and delve more into their lust for battle. And this is very interesting when comparing Goku and Vegeta with Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego, simply because of this. Goku's weakness, stated by Whis, was that he was too laid back. And it's crazy because Ultra Instinct is the opposite of that. You're on guard all the time. And Vegeta, who we stated was on guard all the time and needed to loosen up, Ultra Ego does that. He loosens up. And in both of those things is the weakness, because with Ultra Ego, yeah, you loosen up and you take damage and it makes you more powerful, but you have to be careful because you can get to the point where you take too much damage. And I think this is how Vegeta was able to beat Toppo in the Tournament of Power, in which at that time many people didn't understand. How was Super Saiyan Blue Evolution able to defeat Toppo? Yes, this is how Vegeta was able to defeat Toppo, because Toppo simply took too much damage. The weakness of the God of Destruction power, in a sense, the heightened lust for battle required for this state can cause the user to act rashly, which is the opposite of Vegeta's base character, where he doesn't act rashly. Goku does, in a sense. Taking damage in order to fuel one's battle lust and become stronger can backfire if the user accumulates too much physical damage to continue fighting effectively. As noted by Vegeta, the form is at its highest capacities when one abandons their full mortality, similar to how he was possessed by Babidi and felt like his own self. So what was Vegeta's mortality? We have to backtrack to the Buu saga, where he sacrificed himself for everyone. At this moment, Vegeta started to develop his mortality and kind of losing the old Vegeta that we talked about in the older video. It was at this moment that Vegeta became a family man and started to become more like Goku. But deep down inside, and we've seen many instances in the anime where we can clearly see Vegeta struggling with this at times, you know, even when Bulla was born, how he's still kind of acting hard, like he didn't want to hold her and things like that. But then he comes around to it. This isn't truly who Vegeta is deep down inside. And now that Vegeta is able to break that shell and not so much neglect who he has become, but rather embrace both. Embrace his Saiyan pride and his arrogance and his ego, while also maintaining what he has become in someone who does care for the survival of his family. One thing about being a god of destruction is you can't straddle the fence. You're not good. As stated by Beerus, you're not a good guy. You're not a bad guy. You're a destroyer. You're set to do a job, and you with the Kaioshin are the yin and the yang. You are the destruction and he is the creation. They go in sync and both are necessary in order for order to go through the universe. And it's the exact same way with Vegeta. That inside of him has that yin and yang. And we're going to talk about it also with Goku, because it's the same thing with Ultra Instinct. These new forms are in essence a yin and yang of their inner personalities and inner struggles and inner weaknesses. They are in fact taking their weaknesses and making them their strengths. But like any other thing in this world, it has a weakness. Guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Man, it has been a blast making it. I am going to do Ultra Instinct next, and you're going to really see a lot of similarities and some differences. And guess what? Then we're going to cultivate it with a combination video that is going to blow you guys away. So please subscribe to the channel now, y'all. Don't miss a single upload. Till next time, thanks for watching and have the best day you can.